Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Oluwasegun Kolawole. I am a tech career coach and I talk about product, leadership, and also tech career. By the way, if this is the first time you're coming into this channel, welcome. Take this time to subscribe on this channel so you can get informative content. Now let's get into the business of today. There have been several topics about product management, about how you can start a product, plan a product, prioritization, and all of these things. But little have we talked about when a product has actually launched and how people can actually manage it. Now, three things happen. You have so many things you need to improve on your system. Number two, you have things that you need to do in terms of bug fixes. Bugs, because the more you create new features, the more you have bugs introduced into your system. The last one is that you want to keep delivering value and expanding your product offering, which is, in a nutshell, to say releasing new features. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can effectively do this thing while you are keeping speed and you're also managing quality. We have three things that we want to talk about here: the bug fixes, the new features, as well as technical depth. How can you manage these things effectively if you are running sprints? The number one thing I want to talk about is that when you are running a sprint, it's important to know that you're actually going in with set of tasks or set of features or set of stories or what have you that you want to implement, and you're doing this in respect to the team's capacity. If this is the case, you want to be sure that you're not missing out on any part. Now, I will ask you, what is the most important thing among these three things? Bug fixes, technical depth, and new features. You might probably be looking at it. Okay, which one is the most important one here? Trust me, everything is important. If you do not fix what you need to fix on your system at the right time, you may not be able to serve them the best of quality. At the same time, if you're not dealing with technical depth, so what is technical depth? These are things that do not show to the user. They are not obvious to the users, but they have potential threats of probably harming your system, or you have to change something to meet up with a new technology trend, or scalability is going to be at risk if you don't fix some of these things. This is why technical depth is also very important. Now, new features. Your users can really get tired of seeing the same thing every day, which means they are coming up with feedback and they're dropping things and they expect that, oh, we've dropped this feedback. Why can't you just change this thing? Why can't we be able to do this on the site or this on this application? Now, I will talk about how you can prioritize this and ensure that all of these things fit into your application and for every of the releases that you bring out. The first thing is you need to prioritize new features and give it the exact percentage. So if you have the percentage that you want to give into this, for example, I've worked with companies whereby the policy is that you should give 70% to new features. When you're planning your sprint, if the team's velocity, when I say team's velocity, I mean the average of the team, what they can really handle is 40 story points. It means, and you want to give them 70%. It means this 70% of 40 is what should be allocated to new features. If you do this, you will be able to implement new features. And what about the 30%? You want to give technical depth 15%, and you want to give bug fixes 15%. If you do this inside your application, you will be able to manage both the technical depth and also the bug fixes in respect to the new features you're coming up with. Don't forget, none of these things are less important. Now, talking about technical depth, how can you really manage these things? Technical depth are a set of tasks and responsibility that you need to fix on your application, which does not really have anything to do with the user. So how do you prioritize each of these things? It means if you have 7 tasks going in for your new features, you might probably have 1.5 tasks going in for your technical depth. What about cases where you don't have technical depth? In most cases, you will always have technical depth, because the more you introduce new features, new technologies are coming out every day, and you need to actually use this technology the right way. And you want to say, okay, we used to have this system work this way, now we want to introduce this, or you want to even change code base. Don't just come in abruptly and just shut down your system. You need to do this in sequential order. Get an Excel sheet, log out all these things that you need to do, then translate them into the backlog. Another way in which you must do this, that you can do this to ensure that you have a smooth sprint that you're running, is the inclusion of this in your roadmap. So when I say roadmap we know is based on initiative. Now you say, improving app scalability, improving app infrastructure setup, improving on app security, enhancing the scope of your product offering. Now, all of these things, they are initiatives. Now you can introduce technical debt management and you put it in there. Oh, I want to do this in this particular quarter. As we know that product roadmaps most of the time fall in quarter or halves. It's really rare to do it for a whole year because things can change along the way and you don't want to have to edit so many things. In this quarter, make sure you have an initiative that represents a quarter that manages technical debt. Bug fixes is definitely part of your product development, which means at every point in time, you don't need to put bug fixes inside your roadmap because this already has a little bit to do with new features. Because when you create new features, QAs have tested and all of this and they notice some of this problem, you are supposed to, as a product manager, prioritize and say, oh, we need to fix this as fast as possible and to see what you can do. These are the basic things I have tried in the past as a product manager, and I must tell you, it has really helped me because product management is more of reporting and also delivering results. You don't want to give excuses every time, but you always have something to say each time they call you and have something to present. Where are we in terms of our technical debt? You can't boldly say 70%, 30%, 40%. We have covered most of the things that we have on our roadmap. If this video has helped you, please share with someone that needs it, an aspiring product manager or even a product manager that has been in space. Share it with your team members as this can help your team to improve on productivity. By the way, ensure you subscribe to this channel so you can get more of this content from me. Bye for now.